Good evening, Aqil.
Good evening, good evening.
We can wait for Anil sir to join.
Yeah.
Anil sir, good evening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good evening, Good evening, Aqil.
Hi, sir.
How are you?
Great. How are you?
Yeah, doing great. Fine.
Yes. I think we've been connected on LinkedIn for quite some time.
Yeah. Yes.
Nice to talk to you.
Same here.
Let's wait for one more minute.
Yeah.
Sure.
Structure is it exactly 30 minutes from 7:30?
No, yeah, 30 minutes of discussions. After that, 10 minutes question Q&A section.
Perfect.
Yeah. Sinsha, welcome.
Yes.
Welcome the speaker and guest moderator.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. A warm welcome to ZilTalk's Founders Edition. We are thrilled to have founders, aspiring entrepreneurs, and enthusiasts join us today. This event is all about learning from the experiences of successful entrepreneurs, gaining insights, and getting inspired to grow your own ventures. We have an exciting lineup featuring two distinguished speakers. Let me introduce them. Aqil Ashique, CEO of Travel Logistics, leads a leading logistic company in India specializing in 3PL and PTL services. With a background in business, he has guided the company's digital transformation, focusing on efficiency through their proprietary logistic management system, Compass Now. Aqil fosters a collaborative, customer-focused culture, driving innovation in the logistics industry. Anil Balan is the founder and COO of Splendor IMAC PVT Limited, building the fintech platform ThreadFlow, and the president of KSN Global, a network of over 815 startup founders. With nearly 3 decades in IT experience, he has held leadership roles at Tech Mahindra and co-founded Last Mile Culture. And it is also an active member of the Kerala startup ecosystem. I am excited to be a co-host for the evening. We hope this section will spark new ideas, provide valuable takeaways, and fuel your entrepreneurial journey. Now, let's welcome our speakers, Aqil sir and Anil sir, to share their inspiring stories and insights. Let's get started and make most of this opportunity to learn, share, and connect. Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much, Sinsha. Very delighted to be here and talking to Aqil, trying to understand the new space, logistics. So Aqil, warm welcome to this particular session hosted by ZilCubator. Thanks to ZilCubator for arranging both of us for this particular conversation.
Yes, I also want to.
Welcome, sir.
I also want to particularly appreciate Shamil's effort. He's been very sharp in terms of the entire coordination, following things up in the right manner, right? Not overdoing, not underdoing. So thanks. Shout out to Shamil.
Thank you.
Yeah. Great. So I think we have got quite a good number of.
So I was just thinking, since I believe most of us here are Malayali, so I think we do this in Malayali.
Yeah. We can do a Manglish sort of a thing, Malayalam, English mix ചെയ്തിട്ട്. Because I'll tell you what, so I come from a corporate background, been in US and then in Bangalore. So one of the challenges that we see from founders in Kerala is communication skills. Right. Manglish sort of a thing, because കുറച്ചൊന്ന് ഹാൻഡ് ഹോൾഡ് ചെയ്ത് അവരെ കുറച്ച് നെക്സ്റ്റ് ലെവലിൽ കൊണ്ടുവരാനുള്ളൊരു opportunity കൂടി with this particular conversation we should be able to do that. Yeah. So wherever whichever is comfortable, okay, you can go ahead. No worries. We'll go to that. Okay, great. So so like Shamil was talking about, it's a 30-minute sort of a session where we will try to explore the entrepreneurship, the journey of yourself, trying to understand what is that your journey has been, and then pick it up for a query session, and we will answer all the queries that you have from the guests on the call.
So I think I'll give you, I'll set the context, how I came into business, what we're doing, probably in the previous management logistics, as you rightly mentioned, even for a lot of people today, ഒരു പുതിയ ഡൊമൈനാണ്, റൈറ്റ്?
അതിനു മുമ്പേ അഖിലിന്റെ സ്കൂളിംഗും കോളേജ് എങ്ങനെയായിരുന്നു പഠിത്തം, എങ്ങനെയാണ് ഇവിടുത്തെ എത്തിയിരിക്കുന്നത്, അതൊന്ന് ബ്രീഫ്ലി പറയാതിരിക്കുന്നതായിരിക്കും.
അപ്പം so I'll come back to it, right? So I basically come from a business. എന്നെ സംബന്ധിച്ച് പറയുകയാണെങ്കിൽ ഒരു ആക്സിഡന്റിൽ ബിസിനസ്മാനോ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഓൺടർപ്രണറോ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഒരു പെട്ടെന്ന് ഇൻസ്പയർഡ് ആയിട്ട് എക്സ്റ്റേണൽ ബിസിനസ് കൊണ്ട് ഇൻസ്പയർഡ് ആയിട്ട് വരുന്ന ഒരു ഓൺടർപ്രണർ ഒന്നും അല്ല ഞാൻ. കാരണം ഐ ഓൾറെഡി കം ഫ്രം business family, right? In terms of we've been doing this in some ways or the other for a couple of generations in a way, right? Look at my grandfather. He is sort of a renowned person from Pillur, where I come from. His name is Mummy Haji, and അവിടെ എല്ലാവർക്കും അറിയാം, നോട്ട് ജസ്റ്റ് ദെയർ. എനിക്കിപ്പോഴും ലൈക്ക് വെൻ ഐ സേ I'm grandson of Mummy Haji, I get recognized that way. Similarly, his son, that's my father, Ashique, he is also deeply involved in multiple businesses and other social activities. He's still a great mentor for me. Sometimes I go to him like for advice. So that's a very added advantage. Most of the younger generations don't particularly have the fortune now. Australia, thank God for that. So ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞത് ഒരു സ്കൂളിൽ പോയി അവിടെ നിന്ന് പഠിച്ച് ഒരു എഞ്ചിനീയറായി അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഡോക്ടറായി അങ്ങനെയൊക്കെയാണ് നമ്മളെ എൻ്റെ പേരൻസ് ഒക്കെ എന്നോട് പറഞ്ഞു തരുന്നെങ്കിലും I don't get to see that in my family, right? I've never seen that transition, right? So I don't think any of us in the family, despite all the motivation teachers in the world, we never had that. I never for sure had that thing in my mind, right? In fact, I didn't know I would get into business, but I never, there's a possibility, but again, I never thought, I never wanted to basically get into non-entrepreneurial stuff anyway. That's always been there. So I did my primary education from Pillur. I did it from school called MES. After I spent till 8th standard, and then I moved to Cochin. I spent 4 years in boarding. There's a school called Choice here. I spent 4 years there, and I was active in sports and stuff from a very young age, football particularly. After school, I went to Manipal, got into engineering, dropped out after a couple of years, spent a year doing nothing. Then I come back home, and then and you know like what happens when you quit something, sort of a struggle, right? I mean, but ആ സമയത്ത് parents were like, you have to do some sort of thing, otherwise the people wouldn't listen to you. Even if you do something, a graduation or not, it's still hard. You at least need a master's degree to have some credibility, especially as when you're young. Then I go to Bangalore and get my BBA, done from Alliance University. But one thing, like when I went to Alliance, right, what I've learned is, the group of friends you have, they were very positive. Like that accent, like you don't literally choose your friends. I got into a group of friends where they were extremely nice people, very positive, very growth oriented. Like when I lived, they were focused on something making sure healthy lifestyle and stuff. I got to be a part of a good group. They were like, and then all of them were like, somehow coming from a family business background. So we were talking. So we started talking about business and stuff, life and stuff, which early on. And then what happened was last semester of my course, we had an option to. So we had an internship before the last semester. Our internship film, so we did something. We had an option to skip the last semester. You just need to go back to college and write the exam. So I sort of got pseudo placed, right? So and then I said, I'm not going to be in college, so I'm going to come and write the exams. What happened was, as I made this, so I never basically read. Like, I was not a reader, avid reader or anything. Well, as I made it, what happened was, so in a free time, like last semester, like I'm not actually working also like properly. So like I was thinking, like now when I get out, what do I do? Like, so I'm going to be forced to do an MBA for sure. So, but if you go to work doing MBA like right after college, especially after quitting engineering and doing this, and I don't know, I barely know anything in terms of like hands-on experience like in terms of working or doing business. What happened was I was looking for MBA, right? So and then I came across ISB, Indian School of Business, and then they said they needed GMAT for the entrance and stuff, and then I found a place in Kormangla called 99%. Right. And there was this guy, so I joined that for weekend classes, right?
Classes.
Yeah. So I went there because this is a very important turning point, right? I went there. Basically now I see a lot of smart guys around me, like from corporate world, trying to get into this thing, and they've been trying for this GMAT for years. Some of them multiple times, all these things. And I'm wondering, like, do I even have a chance? Like, do I have to go through this thing? And then one thing I realized, this guy who's teaching us, right, something. This guy, like, so it's like 7-8 hours of classes a day, right? But he teaches a lot of things, and then of these 7-8 hours, he talks about random stuff. Like he's able to talk about world politics, like geopolitics, business, and then he talks about history, geography. Like he connects these things like very well, right?
Okay.
And then we were wondering how is this guy able to do this? And then he talks about how he's been reading books all throughout his life, and then because of a lot of reading and stuff, he's able to connect things really well. You ask anything to him, he doesn't give you one direct answer. He gives you like dimensions of it, different dimensions of things from his perspective, obviously. I mean, I didn't know, he gives you his perspective. And then I realized, so second week, I went to Crossword. And then randomly
Regularly.
and then bought a few books, started reading. It was very hard for me to read. Because, suddenly after... I'm
Getting into the new habit of reading is tough, right?
you have not read anything. Wanting to get into this habit, right? Then everybody is like, what's happening to you? But somehow, I thought, I was inspired by this guy. I'm so sure that he doesn't know it. So that's one thing I have to say. You don't even know who you're
Who is
inspired.
the person? Yeah, who is your turning point initiator, right?
Yes. And he doesn't know it. Like some people probably haven't. He doesn't even know me. Probably, right? He never realized, right? And he started that. So I started reading. And then I come back home after that semester exam. BBM, it's a simple course. You need to. It's just nothing. You just read a couple of days and then finish it off. And I come back home, and then we already have a few businesses. We are into distribution of wholesale distribution. We have a what do you call it? Housing development company, and a couple of things in Bahas, and also we had a couple of CNF operations, like which is related to logistics. Yeah, CNF operations were also there, and then I was wondering, like, so I started going to these places, like these businesses. Like, it's not like I was going to just go and take over things. Like, I'm learning from the managers there, the business partners. And my Pippa has a business model where he would be the promoter of the business, and he would have a working partner in these different firms. And I think that's his style of building businesses over the time, right? Well, he's this customer-facing guy, the main guy, and then you would have now very core operational guy doing the business. And I was going to the wholesale distribution. I was going to this. I was meeting. I was involved in a few meetings and stuff. I would just go listen to these guys, or spend a day with these people, and it was very inspiring how different everybody was. The approaches they had. For the long, I was doing this, and then Pippa was like, okay, you need to get more as much as exposure as you can, meet as many people as you can. I made a list of 50 people along with Pippa, and 50 people include businessmen, businessmen entrepreneurs, and a few politicians and all these guys, right? Great guys. So I would take an appointment and go spend half a day or one day with these people. I met a lot of great guys, so, and it took me about 3.5 months to do that assignment. I did that, and great experience. So I would simply keep coming to them and asking all this. And they're also excited sometimes. Like people think it's common, but it's not like that. Like most great guys, they would love to give you any sort of free advice, whatever they've done, all this stuff. So I would ask them their journey and stuff, like how did they get into this? Like what I'm doing today, I got this from like people. Imagine like the kind of
Wow, that's awesome.
you get suddenly. And two things, right? One is getting this exposure. Second is all of them remember me, right? So that also helps in terms of leveraging the network and stuff. Now suddenly it's not just I'm not particularly known as Ashique's son. Now I also have a small identity of Aqil is trying to do something or do something significant. And then around November, we got what do you call another CNF operation opportunity with JK Tiles. So we already had a couple of them with Godrej and Voice and Whirlpool of India. So CNF operation basically a 3PL. And there's a warehouse.
Logistic.
Our warehouse is managed by us, and the final deliveries are also managed by us. So this was under a couple of different firms. In fact, 3 different firms for 4 warehouses. A couple of them in Kerala and a couple of them in Karnataka and Bangalore. So everybody had, every firm had a partner, great guys managing it really well. And then I got to be the next guy from my father, managing KK tires. In fact, I see, my mentor and my first customer, Purin sir, is here on call.
Yes.
Yeah. So he's also here. Hi, Girin sir. So we got into this. So November, our firm under a name called Forza incorporates, I start managing the warehouse, like people operations for this particular company called JK Tiles. So JK Tiles basically they would send tires from the factory to this warehouse. That's not our job. In this case, we take inbound, we store material, the dealers and distributors, when they ask for tires, like, we put the order, we sort it, we plan the route, and we load and ship it. We ensure the delivery is done well. We get the proof of delivery, get it back to the warehouse, and then for that service, for these 2 services, storage and fulfillment. Inbound storage, like the entire order booking and billing, sorting, delivery, right? We ensure. There's a more simple words. We were doing that, and our customers were very, very, very happy. Customers were happy, despite the initial application and stuff. And spending there 1.5 years, sort of every day in the warehouse, was the biggest learning for me. Like I would always realize it later, not then. I never
Absolutely.
never really understood the importance of showing up every day to the ground.
On the warehouse.
In the warehouse, you don't really understand the kind of peripheral or learning you're having, you're doing subconsciously and consciously sometimes, and that's the best way, because the value is delivered there. I want everybody in the call to understand. Ultimately, see, leadership in Manila, I don't think it's you just go there and sit on top. No, your job is values delivered on ground. And your job is every level. Job is to basically serve this layer, right? So every like inverted sort of leadership side, because that's essentially what everybody is doing, especially from my experience from our industry. That's the only way to do things here. And then you predominantly learn from your customers, and the customers. Because I've had the best mentors from the customers, more than like outsiders or both. So the best customer, because we essentially solving their problem, right? And most of these, because in a country like India, there isn't a very active concept of developing suppliers. So our concept is not there, but a lot of these guys are very capable of understanding. They given a chance, they will encourage it. And I understood it because when you ask, like some these customers, you go talk to them, they have a lot of ideas, but who's going to do that? Those things for them. And then what happened was during this time, in 2016, 17, I started reading about what is happening in the logistics world and stuff, and then I saw Indian companies and startups getting a crazy amount of fund. right? Suddenly into the space, suddenly, which was not there earlier. Better really go companies like Really BlackRock.
Yes, they started setting up warehouses here in Bangalore and all, very big ones.
Yes. And delivery, all these companies getting crazy amount of fun suddenly, and then there was already this great company doing this sort of activity called Future Supply Chain, okay, which is basically a subsidiary of the what do you call Big Bazaar, right? Which was they were handling the entire supply chain of Big Bazaar, which was basically their subsidiary. Also, they were handling because of their how they had built the internal capability. They were getting a lot of other customers as well. And what I would say, we were very fortunate. I was really fortunate to be there at that point of time. Like that's very important.
Right. So, absolutely. In an entrepreneurship, your idea or whatever is concept they're talking about, if it's in the right time at the right place at the right moment, probably you might get it. So probably you're lucky about it. Great. That's great.
Right. And then that happened. And then I started going to the other couple of warehouses. And then we start asking. So now the problem is, back then, I still remember it. I was doing this tire business. Everybody calls it a tire business because I'm handling tires, right?
Yes.
And consumer durables, everybody calls it a consumer durable business. And I said, no, it's not. It's the same activity, right? So it's not. There's not really need if you're handling a tire or a paint or whatever, right? Ultimately, okay, there's the handling norms and stuff you have to learn. The market you have to learn, how that market operates in terms of the sales cycle and stuff. But beyond that, your activity is your fulfillment.
Order fulfillment, delivery, making sure everything is there. That cycle is perfect, right?
Yes. And then obviously, since it's business to business, some customers are there only.
Everything would be slightly different. You have to customize that.
Yes.
As any startups.
Yeah, you can't completely standardize things and this is what we have, come and apply to it. But otherwise, let's say the skeleton is same, right? And then you add a little bit of different flesh and bone as well, whatever those stuff, right? And then I started talking to a couple of other business partners, one was Vishaka, who's our current executive director of operations, and one was Ashika, who's our current executive director finance. And then I go to them, they're very core ops guys, right? Core ops, because they do everything, right? They do full
Absolutely.
Now I'm thinking, I know this operations, now these guys know their operations really well. Now how do we come together? And you for great accounts, right? And then like 2018, we start thinking about, okay, now we have to come together so that. So I was thinking, how do I digitize it? Because I see startups digitizing stuff, and I thought, how do I digitize basic stuff like cutting an LR? How do we digitize that so that we get that information tracked
All
somewhere?
at one hand.
Yeah, true. Now I was thinking, I can't invest because it's a small firm, right? If we come together, you can pool and stuff, like you understand, you can share stuff.
Absolutely.
And then that happened. So and thank God, they were all amazing supporters.
That's wonderful, Aqil, right? So see, at times what happens is what I have seen, right? When you are into a second generation or third generation entrepreneur, right? It's very difficult to convince the first level entrepreneur who is still on the business, right? So probably you are so lucky that your immediate this second first level generation was ready to adopt the change that you're trying to bring in terms of അതെല്ലാം കൂടി കൂട്ടിച്ചേർക്കാനുള്ളൊരു ആ ഒരു സജഷൻ തന്നെ അവരെല്ലാവരും കൂടി കൈകോർത്തെടുക്കുക എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ ദാറ്റ്സ് റിയലി പോസിറ്റീവ് എലമെന്റ്. അല്ലാതെ what happens is I've seen that because I've been part of Chamber of Commerce, നമ്മൾ കാണുന്നതിന് പ്രശ്നങ്ങൾ ഈ സെക്കൻഡ് ജനറേഷൻ തേർഡ് ജനറേഷൻ ഒന്ന് സംസാരിക്കുന്നത് തന്നെ അനിൽ സാർ ഇത് ഭയങ്കര ബുദ്ധിമുട്ട് ഏറ്റെടുക്കാനാണ് ഭയങ്കര പാട്. I mean, at least that is positive. So you were able to get that done. So that's
it's phenomenal.
Especially from my father, right? Like, so he would give me freedom. But he's watching a little bit, but
tell me, are you the elder one? You're the younger one?
I'm the eldest one. I have a younger sister who's an architect. She's married. She lives in Bangalore. And there's Tarun and he's also involved in a different business we have called Tierra Contract, which is another business we have. About he's there. About even my biggest. So I see things like Anil sir rightly said, right. Most of these newer generation guys struggle for the first 5-10 years convincing, or probably even longer convincing their older generation. And you can't blame them also. Like, it's not really easy. Like, I'm just lucky. That's why, like, the biggest people ask me, whenever people ask me, what is the first one is luck.
No, it's the journey is phenomenal. Okay. Now, see, I'll tell you. I mean, we have not many founders here, but most of them would not be in that category where you have the luxury. I'll say, of being into it. But you spoke about 50 plus, influential people who were there in your marketplace and you met them. But tell me about your peers, like your friends. Have you been with some of the young entrepreneurs who was trying to set up something as a startup and they struggle they have gone through any of their experiences that you thought then you compared yourself with? Is it apple to apple or is it apple to orange?
Yes, I've seen. So I don't know. Like, I don't interact with a lot of these guys very regularly, but I know their struggles. I talk to them here and there. People call me. They talk about things. But it's very different. Like, that's why, like, any talk, like this, it would be stupid for me to talk about their journey, like, in the perspective.
അതല്ല ഞാൻ ഉദ്ദേശിക്കുന്നത് എന്താണെന്ന് വെച്ചാല് ഈ സംസാരത്തിലൂടെ നമ്മൾ PSA സംസാരിക്കുമ്പോൾ ഏതൊരു പോയിന്റ് ആണ് അവിടെ ഒരു പെയിൻ പോയിന്റ് ആയിട്ട് കാണുന്നത്? ഇത് ഐഡിയ ആണോ, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ അവരുടെ ജേർണി ആണോ, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ അവർക്ക് ബിസിനസ് മനസ്സിലാക്കാൻ പറ്റുന്നതാണോ? എന്താണ് അവിടുന്ന് കിട്ടുന്ന ഒരു പോയിന്റ്? അതൊന്ന് ഷെയർ ചെയ്യുകയാണെങ്കിൽ എല്ലാവർക്കും നല്ലൊരു വാല്യൂ വരും.
So two sets of entrepreneurs, right? Basically, like, first time entrepreneurs, I get to meet two sets of people. One is they're quite freshers. My background, without any like you come, let's say, imagine if I come out of college and start something new, completely not leveraging any of my networks, right? So, like, that would be very hard. Like, fresh idea. And I see a lot of these guys. So for them, what I've seen is, they think idea is everything, right? They think the idea is not basic. And most of these fresh entrepreneurs and ideas are very superficial ideas. They think they read a lot and then they find a problem that probably is not a big problem.
Real problem. So
problem.
what you're saying is clearly ഒരു ബിസിനസിന്റെ ഉള്ളിൽ ഇറങ്ങിയിട്ട് നമ്മൾ അവിടുന്ന് മനസ്സിലാക്കിക്കൊണ്ട് വരണം what is the real pain point in that particular business. Yes. And then try to build something rather than just reading and going with the flow what the industry is talking about and feeling it, right?
Yes, especially when when you travel outside, you realize, I travel outside as well. And then, let's say, when you go to a more mature market in logistics or technology like US, and then you try to bring that solution to India, India doesn't have that problem yet, right? And then you think, this is going to be so what happens, and I've seen is most of younger entrepreneurs, they have a solution and then looking for a problem.
Okay, it's the other way around. They should look at the other way around.
The solution now, I find the right problem. That's a harder struggle, right? I got a solution. Now, where do I put the solution? Right? It's very hard. Like, this is what I've seen in a lot of new founders. We have tech software founders, right? The problem is, they focus on the product, right? Way too long, right? They don't find the customer, they don't do sales really well, they don't try to understand or do the first set of implementations. And then they go like 2-3 years building a great product, and then like one
And that's what I also tell to most of the founders, like building a product. You can build a very phenomenal product, but at the end of the day, if it's not generating money, revenue, no meaning in building a super fine product. At the end of the day, it goes waste. That's what we are right.
These guys are very technically very strong, but the problem is your customers are not technically strong. They just want to solve their problems. So you talk about technology to your customers, your customer segment, or target. Yeah, they just want to see solving your problem, their problem directly. Like for example, I come up with a solution like Compass now. I'm talking to my customer saying it's microservice based. Like I have separate normalized tables and denormalized tables and stuff. They don't care.
Okay, Aqil, because we are running out of time, so I have another stuff that I want to ask. Right? Logistics, Aqil, logistics sector, I don't know if there are many founders here on the call who are looking at that sector. അപ്പോൾ ആ സെക്ടർ പഠിച്ച കാരണം ആ സെക്ടറിൽ ഓപ്പർച്യൂണിറ്റീസ് കാണുന്നുണ്ടോ? Aqil, ഇപ്പോൾ ഏതെങ്കിലും ഫോണ്ടേഴ്സിന് ആ സെക്ടർ ഒന്ന് ഡീപ്ലി സ്റ്റഡി ചെയ്യണമെന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ do you recommend that?
Crazy amount. നമ്മുടെ GDP-ന്റെ 14% lot of space. And it's still like insanely unorganized. Insanely unorganized. Go to the US. US is yet to be organized further. We go to, let's say, if you were to go to US, you still have a market there, right? Because the US, a lot of companies inspired me to do this. There's a company called Aqil Ashique. He did this consolidation stuff and built a great company out of multiple services. So you still have a chance. After India, look at India, Asia. It's 14% over time we optimize, consolidate. So we have thousands and thousands. 95% of, and over 95% of logistics industry is handled by truck owners with 1 or 2 trucks.
Like you said, unorganized, scattered.
Yes. If, for example, if someone wants a truck, right? Like, who are you going to call? Right? You don't really.
Transporter. You call it transporter. See, one more thing is just we do 2 businesses. One is this trivial this thing, and then the second thing we started like 2 years ago called like basically parcel service. Like we call it PTL, partial truckload. The company full load ഇല്ലാന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ 2-3 ആൾക്കാരുടെ ലോഡ് ഒരുമിച്ച് എടുത്തിട്ട്
across stages optimize ചെയ്തിട്ട് credit like നെറ്റ്വർക്കിൽ പോയി ഇത് കൊച്ചിയിൽ ഒരു 10,000 കസ്റ്റമേഴ്സിന് കുറെ പെട്രോൾ എടുത്തിട്ട് ഇത് കൊണ്ടുവച്ച് 14 districts പോയി ചൗണ്ടി സ്പ്രെഡ് ചെയ്യും. The beauty of this is, I talk about this a lot, right? So see, businesses and manufacturing hub India ആവാണെന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ തന്നെ the problem is number in terms of distribution, like information distribution, is very good. Geo and Bangalore, so the e-commerce, like the distribution of information is extremely good, but physical distribution is far behind everybody else in the world. Because let's say someone in Kerala wants to sell something in Delhi or Mizoram, or it's still hard. How do I do it? I don't have a network with, I don't have a space there, I don't have people to operate things there. That part, especially in business to business, it's still not there. We need, we need like 100, 200 driver logistics organization companies in India. It's a very hard business, but I would encourage people to get into it if that's something.
So even in this business, you can slice it up into something which is accommodative depending upon your, if you can understand the entire value chain in this particular logistics business, then you can pick up one slice and then create an expertise, a product or a tool for that, and gradually do it. So, like you said, see, that's a beauty. When you have a lot of challenges, you can pick one or two challenges and fix that, and that becomes, the valuable proposition for you.
Yes. And our industry, so many challenges. Like, we don't solve, we barely solve anything, honestly. Small
Right.
bit of it.
ഇവിടെ നമ്മുടെ കോമ്പറ്റീഷൻ ആരാണ് ഡ്രൈവർ ലോജിസ്റ്റിക്സിന് ഈ VRL ഒക്കെ ഉണ്ടോ ലൈക്ക് the guys like VRL?
So our competition is services and competition, like not BTL, VRL, all these companies. DHL is full 11 companies. DHL has 5 different companies.
Yeah, they're ridiculous.
But most companies are not different companies. 3PL, we have companies like, again, DHL, Pudenari, we have a couple of local players, TPS supply chain, Mahindra Logistics. All these are competition in 3PL space. But these guys don't particularly have network business. We have that as well. So we're trying to with 3-4 service put together. It's a good package for a lot of our customers, because customers now love us more because of 3 things. One is, you have 3PL capability. It's a different ballgame. Mutual capability, couriers capability, and also we're fairly digitized. We are very good at. In the industry, from an industry standpoint, we're quite nimble and quick in terms of building solutions. We understand this. One thing I'll tell you, our business is not just moving goods, right? So moving goods is getting the right product to the right person at the right time. Moving food, there's a supply chain of data. Yes, information, and that is where we still need a lot of experience and continuous work. Like, there's a paradox and stuff. That's for another day. But again, we are trying to build capabilities very well. We have a team of 14 people in technology and data alone. That's out of a significant investment we've done. We call it a sort of investment that R&D and continuous development.
This is very interesting, and I'm sure it's 30 minutes is too less, right? We need to spend quite a long time to understand this, because logistics as a business is pretty vast. You can silo it multiple ways, and then we can look at each problem and talk about it. So that's a very phenomenal stuff. But tell me, I know that is it that your passion for football got you into the club as well?
So honestly, right, I don't know who Jamil might have mentioned that. I never get that information away. Like, so, I totally get my father into social stuff. So, we got this opportunity along with his friends to get this Super League Kerala franchise. So we basically own and manage a club called Malappuram FC today. So that's another passion we have. Fun and sometimes
you're in competition with VK Matthew sir as well, right? So he is having a club here.
Yes, so he's winning everything now. Yes.
No, so that's good. One side of passion, one side of business. This is good. And all this is the team now. If you get the team.
So we're very manpower intensive.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't look at the operation side, but the rest.
Why look at the operations, because I don't want to build to anybody. So apart from the freight division, like the drivers and all that, we sort of have just over 750 people. And so backend, apart from, because it's not a backend, so backend I would say about 60 people are there. Back office including myself, so I'm an overhead. right? So yeah,
Abhay, compass in the GMI.
Compass is building a transportation management system. So we use technology, right? So like technology is sort of see this business ultimately is we building process IPs, right? This is how we do this process. So when we keep our process consistency. So for this, we need to have a good communication loop. That's aided by technology. Upon we realized okay, this a lot of our customers, not particularly logistic companies definitely. Normally, if you've gone through this journey, if you go through this journey, if you build this up for others, they might as well use it up and then probably scale faster. So they don't have to go through our R&D stuff, right? Like through the entire phase stuff, it's straightforward. You build up the IP system. For example, let's say the customer, right? They work with multiple transporters, right? So they're essentially like us. You are working with a lot of transporters. So they have to do their order management, their billing, their freight audit, right? All these things also have to do. Artificial enablement, anyway, we're doing it. And basically productized. So our Compass, our internal LMS is not a productized retail version of it's right. We're building a retail version of whatever we use. Our IP we can sell it. It's more than selling it to building a conceptual company. It's more of we know like the value we can deliver because their companies can invest.
Yeah, because they're part of it, right? So you know in and out, you know the problem what is there. But Aqil, tell me, so you guys own fleet or you have your own fleet, but you take source outside fleet as well?
Yeah, so we do own fleet a bit. We also have a lot of vendors attached to us. So that pool is right now a bigger pool than our own fleet. We also we have contractors, whenever we take them for 5 days, 6 days a month. And then we also have overage content and weekend comparable for seasonal surges we use marketplace.
So how? So my last question probably is because we're running out of time. I would love to spend some time with you. So my first on the 50s list. First is Aqil. I'll come to you again. So, okay. No, but Aqil, the one thing which I want to know is see there is a lot of things possible if your fleet is a smart fleet, right? If your trucks are smart with IoTs and stuff, and so now there's possibility. I mean, those who come are into it, you will be able to track it, you will be able to monitor it, you look at a lot of things. Right? Everything can be automated. Now, in your mind, where does it lead? I mean, you can do wonders there, but where do you think, in maybe a couple of years, from a technology perspective, what would be your, bucket list there? Maybe 2 points.
Yes. So the challenge here is to see when you give a solution. We talked about it quite a lot. When you give solution to a customer, it's when you're telling your customer that every order can be tracked live, like where exactly is it not going to be event based. There are 2 types of track. One is event based. Event based is something has come from left Bangalore, and then you say it has reached your Coimbatore hub.
Yeah, like where Amazon Flipkart says.
Other. And then there is Swiggy kind of thing. The problem with
Like.
that, yes, like the problem with that is the challenge there. I'm not saying it's a problem. If it's not your mobile application that's tracking your journey, it's very hard for you to fully confidently give that sort of solution with any other IoT device. Let's say our fleet, right? We have all IoT stuff, right? Now we give live to a customer. And the customer, 100% shipment is not through our fleet, right?
Yeah.
Now we'll ask, what happens to 80% or 70% of tracking? If you don't give a fully consistent tracking or any service to customer, they won't use it. Then it becomes the fancy thing that's completely futile and investable. So now what we have understood is now we have these workflows and stuff. If we can make it mobile again, all of you vendors, all of your every shipment, they use this software. I mean this mobile application. Then there's a chance, you give 100% visibility like Swiggy or Uber.
True. Yeah. Great. Fantastic. So I think thank you very much. It's very insightful. I mean, I honestly, I think I could only grab about 5 to 10% of your entire, potential that can be brought in. But because of the lack of time, I will leave it open for people. I think there are probably people who wants to ask questions, try to understand this particular sector, interesting sector, and I'll open the floor for questions. Please, sorry for the late. We thought that half an hour. It's about more than 30 plus 20, 15 minutes.
This is huge. I can talk about it for hours.
Right, true. I'll come back to you, Aqil, again.
Yes, I'd love to.
Sure. Yes, Shamil, we are open for questions. So, Kurian, please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. And Aqil, it's so pleasure to see you, catch you up once again after quite some time. Just so happy to see. To all, something very fast, which beyond we all know, which I know personally very well, how fast it is growing pan India. And we can see one pan India company growing up from Kerala. So I have got two set of questions which I felt it would be good to the entrepreneurs joined here. One is logistic industry is mainly filled with the more number of human resource activities involved, right? And this is the kind of thankless job. Aqil knows it. You'll have a lot of hitches from the client side, the customer side, and the people who are working in logistics throughout the time they are under fire. Okay, it's a fireball game. So one is how you retain these human resource in Kerala, where all the guys are flying to Canada, London, UK, and all that things. How you are able to retain that manpower in that tight condition. Second is what do you do for the recruitments, because you require the right manpower to get your operations handled on a faster mode. The moment you are getting slow because of a lack of manpower, your business will get affected. Logistics is very, 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 very much speed is required in logistics, right?
Yes.
To give the delivery. So, and all entrepreneurs in Kerala, I'm pretty sure that they all are facing a big issue in terms of right human resource requirement to run their business. Technology and everything will come, and a lot of growths will happen. But the challenge is who's there to run the show. Even if you have got a 5-year scale, 5 years plan in Kerala, if any entrepreneur want to run the show in Kerala, they are going to have a tough time, because how you are going to address this issue?
Yes. So there are long answers and short answers. I think I'll try to give short answers. So short answers will be we invested in a quite significant numbers also in terms of the HR department. Also, we got a great CHRO who got insane experience. He was vice president of HR for Sun Network, right? Sun Group. So basically, he was managing the entire show. So he took a voluntary early retirement. He was consulting, and then sort of I got to approach him, and then he's leading our HR team, and we have a team of 5 people for HR alone, right? So for a lot of companies, and we had this 5, but we were like much smaller as a company, like in terms of numbers. But we had a foresight, right? This requires great investment in HR department altogether. But recruitment, we keep recruiting. See, now the problem and the challenge, and that's a good thing also. Like I don't blame anybody for that also, because now I like it and I sort of hate it also when questions come. When the driver was 6 or 9 they worked in driver for some time. They know quite a lot of things. And you hire them and then they do pretty good job in the company, like on Flipkart or Zepto and stuff. So in a way, we are giving some sort of value to people that are joining us. And there is another set of things we have to ensure. See, we try to overcommunicate our long-term vision, right? So I keep talking about the fact that driverless is, this is all I'm doing this so that if someone gets inspired, well and good. But we are completely to look forward in the next decade and the decade after, right? So we have a very long-term vision. So when you have long-term vision and you keep reiterating your vision to people who are in touch with you, your organization, the right people will stay with you, right?
Absolutely,
Right?
I agree.
And this I think I try to do it very rigorously. That's something that we do, and it takes time to build a full-fledged culture. Also, so you can't rush through building culture. Also, you think a 5-year-old driver or 6 can have a culture like Asian Paints? No, impossible. Let's not be desperate. Also, so you wait, keep investing in your philosophy, like long-term philosophy. And I've seen great people, honestly. Honestly, if you ask me, right now, I'm fortunate to have a great leadership team, great mid-management. They're maturing, they're unlearning a lot of things, they're relearning things. They're trying to with the challenge of being not just understanding logistics. Now they have to understand technology and data and information and everything. A lot of things. So that way, it's a continuous learning or relearning or upskilling. And you need a lot of mentorship. So you have to mentor your people as well. Beyond your day-to-day work, you have to mentor, find the right guys to mentor, and they approach you for mentorship. So there are my leadership team, the great leadership team, they mentor people from other departments. Yes, leaderships, RCO mentors people from other departments, CTO mentors, CFO mentors, people from anybody can approach them, anybody can approach me. They need a mentorship. So someone who approaches me, it's going to be a hard grind for them also. And also the second thing, along with this, communicate your standards to your people. Because people, then what happens? People with high standards will stick with you for longer time, and people with not so high standards, it's not. And I keep talking, logistics is not for everybody. We are, in terms of like our vision and stuff, we're quite demanding, a lot of energy, a lot of passion into things we do. So sometimes it's a regress, not for everybody. It's okay if some people leave, we have a good recruitment team will come, the right people will come. There's a constant filtering also, right? And we also learn from it. It's not an easy industry. They're honestly working in a warehouse, and everybody should. We are an operations company, service operations. Everybody should start from operations. Like more and more, I realize every year, everybody, even if it's support department, probably they have to spend some time in operations to come and support them, right? So they can empathize on something. Right? Also, push them also to solve things and help you do your job better.
Great.
Dr. Yes.
Thanks. Dr. Vipin, good evening.
Yeah, thanks for joining. Yeah, your question to Aqil. Hi, Aqil. Aqil, I was under even I'm from your native place. Living nearby Tirunavai, okay? It's very close, and then I still now I was under you are from Malappuram. You're taking choice. Okay. So my question is see, you are in this logistics industry, and there are a lot of automation happening now, right? And recently I saw a post on your LinkedIn are we really system driven? And you mentioned that people ultimately drive systems, right? How do you ensure that your team is empowered to make real-time decisions and adapt quickly in such a fast-paced industry like logistics?
Yes. See, I think a lot of people, from my experience, right? Um, see, we have developed a lot of capabilities in systems, right? In technology. What I've seen is, if operations or the user users don't own that, right? They probably won't use it. Right? Let's say you buy SAP, right? I've not seen most of the SAP implementation I've seen recently, lately, right? The companies, I mean, you don't you don't use 30% of 20% of what SAP offers.
Capabilities it has.
It has that. Same with so what I'm saying is, so we sort of today trying to get into a lean way of building systems, right? So that it's not an overkill for the users, right? They also learn, okay, so like that. Now we're getting good feedback. We're building a feedback loop where operations say, I'm not able to, I want this information, can you build it for us? And then you build it, right? So we have, our volumes are increasing, it's getting harder to manually plan things. Now we give them a planning engine, right? Now I'm able to track shipments manually or with whatever etc. Until it's 1,000 orders per day. It's going beyond 1,200 now. It's a little bit hard for us. Now when you give it, they'll use it. Now at 200 orders, you build all this technology. They don't care. This is very care. This is my take on the user new way of building systems, especially processes. And you evolve processes, right? You can't go Google, what is the best process? You implement it, you go to fail, I failed, nothing more. That's why, so my approach today is, build what is needed, and keep getting the feedback.
Dr. Vipin, the benefit of Aqil is he runs the business, right? So he knows the loopholes, he knows the problems. He's encountered with the problems at operations on the floor every time. So from a technology, from a technical intervention that can bring in, it's easy. The only thing what Aqil has to do is to prioritize what should be the first in the bucket and what should be the second. But that's a very good one.